Welcome back to Arc Salt Lake. It is 7:30. Have we mentioned that one of the biggest rivalry games in all of college football is happening this weekend in Provo, with Utah traveling south to take on the BYU Cougars?
And based on our ties, you know where each of us stand. Former Ute legend Scott Mitchell was a quarterback for Utah, and he was part of the big 1988 win over BYU that snapped the Cougars' 9-game winning streak over the Utes. Scott will be in the booth Saturday as part of the radio call. Scott joining us this morning. How are you feeling about this, Scott?
I feel great. I mean, this is the most exciting, I think the most important game in this rivalry. It's a chance to get a leg up to win the Big 12 conference and get an automatic berth to the college football playoffs, which has never happened. So I'm excited about the game. These teams are very good. Both of them are ranked. Big Noon is there. So this is a big game, not just here regionally, but across the country.
Okay. I am a Cougar fan, obviously. So
I could not tell.
So what would be a weakness that BYU should maybe focus on against the University of Utah if they want to exploit it?
Oh, man, I can't give you the secrets, but I think these teams are evenly matched. The key for Utah really is Devin Dampier, and he's an exciting player. He's also, mostly a running quarterback, and he's extremely dynamic at that. But throwing the football has been, I don't want to say a bad thing, because he's thrown a lot of very nice passes, but he's certainly more comfortable running. So if he can throw the ball well, Utah's going to have an amazing night. But if he struggles with that, that's going to be a challenge.
Scott, I was looking at some national write-ups of this game. It's gotten a lot of attention. A lot of national outlets focused on this, but also they seem to be evenly split when they were kind of issuing predictions. What do you make for that sort of, I guess, even matchup that a lot of the national press are viewing this as?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell how good these teams really are. I mean, you have a freshman quarterback at BYU, a true freshman quarterback, which is amazing. He's played incredible, but who has BYU really played? So you don't really know how good these teams are until they actually get on the field, and that's why it's difficult to make a prediction. Utah had a tough loss against Texas Tech, who is, I think they're the 5th or 6th rated team in the country right now, and the top team in the Big 12, and they had a tough game. They played UCLA at the beginning of the year, and everyone thought that was a big win, and then UCLA was, not very good. Now they look like they might be better. So it's trying to figure out how the teams these two teams have played and how they've done against each of these teams. And so you just try to guess, and it's really hard to determine. I'm not sure I know how good either one of these teams is based upon who they've played, and so it kind of makes for an intriguing matchup. And I think that's part of what's exciting about this game. We'll find out who really is a contender and who is the pretender on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Now, last year, Coach Witt wasn't very happy with the way the game turned out up at the University of Utah. Does payback ever enter into a game like this?
100%. You know what? 110%. Okay. Look, when you're in this and you're on one side or the other, you do not want to lose. And when you do lose, it is not a fun thing to have happen. So yeah, you absolutely want to get that revenge. You may not say it publicly, but everyone's lying if they don't really feel that way. And quite frankly, that's what's great about this rivalry. And it only makes it great when there's something on the line, and that's what makes it hurt so much. And that's what I love about the rivalry now, is that there's something really on the line. I mean, it's a big deal. This has never really happened for these two teams. They've been regional success stories, but this is a national story. The winner of this game is in very good position to go to the conference championship and get a shot in the college football playoffs. That's never happened before. So yeah, revenge absolutely matters in this game. And as this rivalry continues in the Big 12, it's just going to get bigger and bigger every year.
Mm-hmm. So, Scott, Ron asked you what BYU needs to do. I'm a University of Utah graduate. I'm a Ute. What does Utah need to do?
Go Utes.
Yes, exactly. Go Utes. What does Utah need to do to win this?
This game is about stopping the run, and it's about controlling the line of scrimmage. Utah has one of the top offensive lines in the country. They're going to lean into that. And they find ways to run the football in multiple ways. Daniel Bray's a new freshman who's kind of come on the scene. And of course, Devin Dampier rushed for over 100 yards in Utah's win against Arizona State. And then they have two other running backs, Wayshawn Parker and Nakari Rogers. And so the team that runs the football, and I believe Utah can do that, will really control the whole tempo of this game. I think there's another thing, and Utah's been like one of the top teams in the country in scoring in the red zone. It's been phenomenal what they've done. If they can score in the red zone, run the football, this game won't even be close.
Bear Bachmeier, he has a dual threat too. He's a great runner and not a bad passer, and they have a couple of great running backs as well. So maybe BYU is a little more. A little diversified than maybe what they have been in the past with just the pass.
Yeah, and look, Bear Bachmeier has been phenomenal. I mean, this is a true freshman, and he's been in some tough situations. They've had games they've had to come back from. Last week they won in overtime. And those are things that usually freshman quarterbacks stumble or bumble around. Now, he's had his issues and his growth pains, but this BYU offense is very explosive and is very diversified. They can throw the ball and they can run it as well. The one thing that both of these coaching staffs, they know each other very well, and so I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by anything. But BYU is very capable of scoring and being very efficient offensively.
And maybe BYU has a little bit of an advantage this weekend being in Provo.
Oh, there's home field is always an advantage. No, there's no question about it. And this crowd's going to be live and electric, and it's a great crowd at BYU, and so it'll be a tough, fun test for the visiting Utes. It'll be a great game all around.
And Scott, why is this rivalry game unique among the matches across the country?
I think it's unique in that it takes us across the culture of where we live. And we have a diverse culture. Of course, it's predominantly known because of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. BYU is owned by the church, and then there's the heathen side of things, which is where the rest of us go, and it's more than just a game. It's kind of a personal thing, and it's interwoven in families. I mean, I grew up in Utah County. I was the biggest BYU fan in the world. I'm related to Lavelle Edwards. I have deep ties to people at BYU, and I went to the University of Utah.
Well, what happened to you then?
You really want the answer? Because the BYU people can, like a good member of the church, I prayed about where I should go to school, and I got an answer, so I go to the University of Utah.
There you go.
So how do you, it's the truth, and I had a great experience there, and so that's what makes it great, is that it just rips across and through families and our whole culture.
Okay, where can people go to listen to you? You have great podcasts, and I've always enjoyed listening to your commentary.
Oh, thank you very much. I have a great time with it. So the show is called The Down and Dirty. You can kind of see the sign in the background. I'm actually on ESPN 700, 92 on FM. I'm also on The Fan, 103.9, 98.3. So The Fan is actually the BYU part of ESPN and 7. So I'm on both sides of this thing here. And I like to share my insight. I played professional football for 12 years. I love sports, and so I give my take on sports in kind of a down and dirty fashion. I don't hold back. I give it to you straight, and the way I think people want it from a perspective of a former athlete.
Well, Scott, I am proud to be a heathen alongside you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And it's not easy being around this heathen.
I understand how that works.
All right, Scott, thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll see how everything turns out this weekend.
Yeah, great seeing you this morning. Thanks.